Once upon a time, in a vast and lush jungle, lived a group of animals who were all great friends. There were tigers, lions, pandas, monkeys, and many other creatures. They all lived together in harmony, playing, hunting, and sharing their stories. One day, the animals noticed that something was wrong. The trees were losing their leaves, the grass was turning brown, and the water in the river was getting shallower and shallower. They realized that their jungle was in trouble. They had to do something about it, but they didn't know what. The animals decided to hold a meeting to discuss the situation. They gathered around a clearing, and the wise old owl spoke first. "My dear friends," he hooted, "I have observed that the jungle is suffering from a lack of rain. We must find a way to make it rain." The animals looked at each other with worry. They didn't know how to make it rain. Suddenly, the tiger spoke up. "I heard a legend that says that the rain will come if we make a sacrifice to the rain god." The other animals were hesitant. They didn't want to sacrifice one of their own. But the tiger insisted. "We must do it," he growled. "If we don't, our jungle will die." The animals thought about it and finally agreed. They decided to sacrifice the bravest and strongest among them, the lion. The lion didn't want to be sacrificed, but he knew that it was for the greater good of the jungle. The animals prepared the ceremony, and the lion was placed on a makeshift altar. They prayed to the rain god, and suddenly, the sky turned dark, and thunder rumbled in the distance. The animals thought that their sacrifice had worked, but there was no rain. Instead, a voice boomed from the sky. "Why have you sacrificed one of your own?" it asked. The animals were scared and didn't know what to say. The voice spoke again. "The rain will not come from sacrifice, but from unity. You must all work together and do your part to save your jungle." The animals looked at each other, and they knew what they had to do. They decided to each contribute in their own way to save the jungle. The monkeys gathered fruits and nuts to plant new trees. The pandas helped to dig irrigation canals to bring water to the dry areas. The tigers and lions hunted only what they needed and helped protect the smaller animals. The insects also joined in. The ants worked tirelessly to carry water to the plants, and the bees pollinated the flowers. Everyone worked together to save their home, and slowly but surely, the jungle started to thrive again. As the rain started to fall, the animals gathered once again. "We have learned a valuable lesson," said the wise old owl. "We must all work together to protect our home. Every living thing has a role to play in the balance of nature. And if we don't take care of it, we will all suffer the consequences." The animals cheered, knowing that they had succeeded in saving their jungle. From that day on, they made a promise to always respect and care for their home. They knew that they had the power to make a difference, and they would do everything in their power to protect it. The children listening to the story were amazed at the animals' bravery and teamwork. They learned that every living thing has a role to play in the ecosystem, and that we must all work together to protect our planet. They were inspired to do their part, no matter how small, to make a positive impact on the world. And so, the jungle thrived, and the animals continued to live in harmony, respecting and caring for each other and their home.